One day, no one died. It's Miracle Day. Hello, welcome to Music and Stuff. I am Rob Lewis. Thanks for joining me. And Tuesday. Today I'm reviewing the spin-off series Torchwood Miracle Day and what I thought of it. So this will be my last Torchwood review because I haven't done any more series. But it was aired on July the 14th, 2011 in the UK, a few days prior to that in America, and it was the first time that there'd been a kind of collaboration, like a co-production between Starz and BBC Wales. So this series was on a much bigger scale than what we'd seen prior in any Doctor Who or spin-off series. So it kind of picks up after the events of Torchwood Children of Earth. Also Journey's End, Doctor Who as well. No, not Journey's End. The End of Time. With Captain Jack at the bar with Alonzo Frame. And it was so the first two seasons of Torchwood had 13 episodes. Children of Earth had 5, it was a self-contained story, and Miracle Day had 10. And it was quite different, it was a massive shift for the show. But the premise was that one day on Earth, nobody can die. People just stop dying. And they can still get injured or sick or old, but they can't die. And in the story, they call it Miracle Day. And it kind of, the story spirals into political panic and ethical horror. And you kind of see like how the corporations and governments exploit people and the situation. And there's some quite bleak kind of things happening there. I don't want to lay loads of spoilers on, but there's some really horrific things going on in that show. It was the biggest Torchwood production, at the time the biggest Doctor Who production, I think it has to be said. It was way before the years of the Disney deal, and it also feels kind of a lot more global. It's as well as being set in these different countries, it has a completely global scale. Children of Earth did, but you only kind of saw our point of view in Children of Earth. You only saw Wales and London and places. You didn't see what was going on in other countries, whereas you do in Miracle Day. Hello, Holiday Rob here from Croatia. Just want to let you know, if you're enjoying this video, thanks very much for watching, but don't forget to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and of course the alarm notification bell so you know when my videos are coming out. And if you're interested, I've got social network stuff, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, not Twitter though. And I've also got a Patreon, so you can find me there. It's in the description. Links for everything's in the description. And yeah, I'm going to hand you back again, because otherwise Studio Rob gets frustrated. Where do they go to? America, Argentina they go, or Brazil, and then Russia, I can't remember where now. Somewhere it was the polar opposite, I can't remember. It was a month or so ago I watched it. You see the collapse of the healthcare system in all the countries, overpopulation, starvation because there's not enough food to go around, because people just don't die, but people are still being born. And the governments kind of redefine what alive actually even is. It was written by Russell T Davies and Jane Espenson. I think that's how you pronounce it. Russell T Davies was the producer and everything as well, and showrunner, of course, at the time. It was a lot slicker, a lot more polished, and it had that kind of 2010s kind of prestige TV kind of feel to it. Starring, of course, John Barrowman as Captain Jack Harkness, Eve Miles as Gwen Cooper. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. Mekhi Phifer as Rex Matheson from the CIA, and Alexa Havens as Esther Drummond, also in the CIA. And possibly most notable actor, and Ernie Hudson's in it. I'm going to do a video on Ernie Hudson at some point about all the things that he's in. That's going to be cool. Bill Pullman as Oswald Daines, and he's a convicted murderer who murdered a young girl. He's due to be executed, and the day he's due to be executed is Miracle Day. He survives the execution. So the thing is that it's from God and everything, so he kind of reinvents himself as this kind of media figure. He's very loud, very manipulative, very narcissistic, thrives on attention, very ego-driven. Sound familiar? Watching it now, 15 years later, it's quite prophetic, quite weird. He was very media savvy, used outrageous currency, constantly reframing himself as the victim. Again, sound familiar? Honestly, it feels like a weird kind of accidental prediction of the current Commander-in-Chief in the United States. Bill Pullman does a fantastic job. He really commits to the role, and it's a dark role, and some of the things he says can't have been easy for an actor to actually say out loud. What do I think of it? I liked it. I liked it more this time round than when I first watched it. I think when I watched it before, I watched it as it was on the TV, so it was like one episode a week, and you kind of fall out of it. I much prefer the modern day version of watching TV. We watched it in, I don't know, 2 or 3 nights, maybe not consecutive, but you know what I mean. We watched it quite within the space of a week and a half, something like that. So it was much better, much easier to follow. The scale of the story is amazing. It's huge. Some kind of chilling concepts in it, like the whole categorization of the living dead, and some of the solutions to the immortality. I liked the performances of all the actors. Rex Matheson, and it's not a knock at Mekhi Phifer, but Rex Matheson, bit of an arsehole. Kai Owen as Reese, as usual, is fantastic. Can't beat a bit of Reese in Torchwood. But yeah, Torchwood Miracle Day or Torchwood Children of Earth. If I had to choose, I'd still go for Children of Earth. Children of Earth to me was one of the greatest TV events that I've ever seen. It was so masterfully done. Possibly one of the greatest things in the whole Whoniverse. It had the pacing was a bit tighter. Sometimes with Miracle Day, it seemed like there were some bits that were kind of just to pad it out. They could have maybe got it into 8 episodes instead of 10. Which you didn't get that with Children of Earth. So yeah, Miracle Day sometimes feels a bit long. But, you know, there's a couple of things you could trim out without losing the impact of the story. But it's fine, it's okay. Who is the name? What's the reporter's name? Who's kind of manipulating the situation. I can't think of her name now. Redhead. Very good, anyway. Yeah, Miracle Day. It's a little bit messy, but it's very ambitious and fantastic. It's not perfect, but it's good. It asks some big questions, and I think my biggest criticism is maybe the ending. I didn't quite like how it tied up and the reason why it was all happening. I call that a stick in the landing. I've never used that expression before. But at the same time, the way that it's predicted actual events deserves credit. It's eerily close to some of the things we've seen, like we had the pandemic and the narcissistic leader and things like that. It's eerily accurate. So, scale of 1 to 10, Torchwood Miracle Day. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think on another day I might have given it a 7. But it doesn't deserve a 10. It's not Children of Earth. Nothing is Children of Earth, apart from Children of Earth. But yeah, that's kind of it. So I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Catch you later, Bill and Ted.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.